My mother passed away in 2005. I got locked up in December of '81. So for all those years, the only time she saw her son was in prison. And after either 2 or 3 or 4 hours, somebody was telling her that she had to go out one door and her son had to go out another door. That ought to tell you what you're doing to your parents. Or your brother and sister that are counting on you, or were counting on you to help protect them and show them the way to grow up, but you're in prison, so you can't. You know, there's a lot of pain involved. Pain that a lot of times doesn't get spoken about. My mother never talked about how bad it hurt her, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out either. My parents died within 13 months of each other. And in that time frame, I also lost a couple of close friends. And I mean, that's really hard to deal with when you're locked up and you lose that many people back to back. But my parents never thought that they would never see me free again. They always thought they'd see me outside. And I mean, that's hard. A lot of times, especially the people you call your friends, you find out when you get locked up who your friends really are. You know, I've been a little bit fortunate in that my family's still hanging around. I lost both my parents, but you know, I've got a 33-year-old daughter, and I've got grandkids. I've got a fantastic wife. But yeah, for a lot of people, and especially friends tend to go away. You have to understand that first of all, there is hope. No matter how old you are, there is hope, and you have to keep that in mind. This can't be your entire life. You have to try to maintain some kind of contact outside, some kind of hopes, dreams, and like I said, find a purpose.
All that for nothing.
Just gonna wrap that around. Let me give you your map.
Hold on.
I'm taking you at your word, Kevin. All right? Kevin's a very angry young man. You know me. We've been there, we've done this. But actually, I have a pretty good rapport with him, and he knows me. He's been here a few times. Actually had his father here many, many years ago. And he knows that he can take me at my word. And he's angry because he's here. He doesn't want to be here. He wants to go to either home, hospital, or placement. And it's not happening as expeditiously as he wants it to happen. Therefore, he's becoming very angry and disgruntled, and he thinks acting out is going to get him out of here. And that's not going to work.
He better realize what's important, and realize that little boy is going to look up to his father, and he's going to want to do everything his dad did. We even saw it with my daughter. She wanted to do everything Dad did, and that unfortunately included some of the bad stuff too. And he needs to realize that the little boy is going to look up to his dad and want to follow in his footsteps. And you don't get that many chances anymore. And so they need to take it seriously. They need to understand that this is not going to be their life. You know, they can't let this be their life.
You know better, Kevin. I understand that, Kevin. I understand that, and I know that's what's really got you worked up. Kevin, chill out. Behave yourself. I'll give you a phone call, all right?
I don't know about fear, understanding and respect for what they're getting ready to do. It's going to be a difficult transition, and don't come out and try to play the tough role. Just find a place to fit in, and just do that. Don't fear it, but respect it and understand what you're getting ready to do.
We're going here down to E complex. We had to lock up a couple of kids in segregation for battery on a fender. They jumped in the fender. There's 3 of them. So we're going to take them to SEG.
And the violence factor has escalated so much.
For some reason had it out for this kid?
We have no clue of what the motive was.
And I think a lot of it is our fault. And by our, I'm talking about those of us that are wearing this and in prison because we weren't there for those kids.
Everyday rotation now. You just you go do it and it's pretty much the same every time. You don't know what to expect, so you're just ready for anything. They have battered staff on occasion, so you just gotta expect anything, be ready.
We weren't out there to help raise them. And this is what they've had to model themselves after.
Cox, Brady. Cox in room 6.
I think a lot of kids think that this is where you get your credibility. They think this is what makes you cool and all that. This is not cool. There's nothing about living in a bathroom in a closet with another man that's cool. You know, and that's what this amounts to. This amounts to the size of a lot of people's closets.
Same room.
You know, there's nothing cool about this. You know, one of the saddest things that's happened recently is the cutting of funding for college. I understand they're going to vocational classes for job training and all that, but to me, college is not about job training. College is about critical thinking skills and learning to think on your own, solve problems, and that just got taken away, but you can supplement it yourself. Get, you know, whatever training, whatever schooling they're trying to give you, take it. It's going to help you in the long run. It truly is. It's not about just job skills. It's about learning to think for yourself. It's about learning to make decisions and understand what you're doing and what the consequences are. And once you understand that every decision you make has consequences, your life becomes a little bit different.
Keep the other one out.
Need you to spin to the right. No, you're right. Oh.
I would trade anything to be able to go back and do this again and just make that one decision with knowing what I know now.
And spin back.
Realizing what you could have done with your life, and that now it's a little late. Say I do another 5 years and I'm 57 years old when I get out. How many employers are knocking down the door to hire a 57-year-old person, no matter what your experience is, let alone add up the fact that you've done 35 years in prison?
Not yet.
Give me your DLC.
So yeah, don't come into the system. For those who are already here, get your head out of where it's at and figure out what it is you need to do to get your life back on track. Work on whatever you can work on to get yourself out of here and stay away from this. This is not the kind of life you need to be thinking about. You know, it's too late for some of us to go back, and you can't turn back the clock. You can't put the bullet back in the gun. It just doesn't work. I don't know what else I can tell them other than just don't.